the world. We're gonna take on the world. Standing tall, we gotta make it our own. No waiting around. Winners will never look down. No one can stop us, we got it. The future is right in our hands. Give it 100%. We gonna take on the world. Yeah, we gotta move. Speaking the truth. Yeah, paying our dues. We making the news. Yeah, we hitting the roof. No, we don't wanna lose. Climbing and shaking the walls. We gotta break all the rules. We're gonna take on the world. 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 We're gonna take on the world.
Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show, where today it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Friday, April the 12th. I hope you are ready to crush it, and I'm particularly excited because I was able to sleep. I was able to get the doctor's prescribed 8 hours of rest, so I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling like a human. I'm feeling the opposite of a person who is, I don't even know if you could technically say jet lagged, but literally just a person who wasn't sleeping the appropriate amount of hours. So the fact that we are ready to rip it today, not only is it a nice TGIF, but I know we're all a little excited for hanging out at a local Texas Roadhouse tonight. I get it. But let's not put the cart before the horse, because between now and the time that we get to crush as many cinnamon butter buns from paradise at our local Texas Roadhouse, we have a full day of trading. We have a full session in the world's largest casino. And today the casinos, they're doing a little bit of a celebration because it is officially the start of earnings season, which means the volatility, the craziness that we've seen a little bit recently, let's just turn that dial up a little bit more, because we got from JP Morgan, Citi, BlackRock, Wells Fargo, and with these big financial plays, not only they give us a little bit of an indication of what's going on with the strength of the consumer, their thoughts on bonds, yields, the market, the Fed, all that good stuff, but it really just does commence the next 4 weeks of craziness. I would say the next 4 weeks, because we're going to get obviously more banks, some energy plays, some big tech plays. We got some craziness going on. Yesterday sucked. Yesterday, if you traded yesterday, it made no sense. If you were arbitrarily on the bullish side, it probably means you made a lot of money, but please understand you got absurdly lucky because there was no single statistical metric that suggested yesterday should have been a bullish day. It made no sense whatsoever. And that's what we're seeing right now. We are seeing the market come down in pre-market trading because we're returning to normality of where we should be right now in the market. Yesterday was wild, but that also just backs up the thing I always try to preach to all of you of, in the short term, the game of prediction, it is stupid. It is a waste of your time. You're going to drive yourself crazy. You're going to put yourself in an early grave because your cortisol levels are going to be extremely way too high. If you're trying to think, where are we going for the rest of the day? Where's the next 30-minute bar going to be? Oh, we're at support or resistance. Are we going to break down right here, right now on that day? Understand, the shorter your time frame, the more absurdly random it becomes, to the point of almost unpredictable. Yes, once in a while you get into outlier situations where you could predict X, Y, Z, but most of the time, if you are an intraday trader, I need I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again, and I guess this is for the benefit of everyone in here. In the short term, the game is not prediction. If you are asking, oh, where do you think we're going right now? Is it bullish or bearish? That is not the game. You need to treat day trading like you treat blackjack, like you treat poker. You have a certain set of information, and with that information, there is a likelihood of certain outcomes. You're in a state of conditional probabilities. You take the smart bet time and time and time again, and in the long term, you're betting on that paying out. It's not like you'd ever sit down and play blackjack and be like, oh, is the next one going to be a jack of hearts? You don't ask yourself that. You know what you have, you know what the dealer's showing, and you make an appropriate bet based on that. And you try to do it time and time and time again. Obviously, blackjack's not the best example because the house always have an edge. And I believe that within the stock market, you can have an edge. But this idea of trying to predict in the short term, it's silly. It's sold by every guru, furu, dipshit out there on the internet when it comes to active trading. But when it comes to active trading, it is taught wrong. It is being interpreted wrong. That is not the game. Prediction is a game for investing. Do you think EVs will be more popular a decade from now? Do you think gaming will be more popular, less popular a decade from now? Do you think Bitcoin will become a world currency? That's the game of prediction, and it takes many years to play out. In the short term of, is the market green or red today? Is the market green or red in the first hour? No one knows. No one can tell you that shit. And the fact that people try to act as if they have some sort of secret clairvoyant ability to be able to, I guess, come down from the Mount Olympus and tell us how great and phenomenal they are, they're full of shit. They're not going to show you their trades. They're not going to show you any of it because they're going to be right 50-50. Folks, I'm going to tell you it right now. For someone who is amazing at predicting in the short term, it's 50-50. If they're bullish, I could actually tell you if they are consistently bullish, their odds are going to be 54-46. The market naturally skews to the bulls, about 4% edge. That's it. If you're going to arbitrarily pick something, pick bullish. You have a 4% edge right there. And if you're always doing a 1-to-1 bet, eventually, given enough time, it's going to pay out in your favor. But anyway, I just want you to set your mindset right for today. If you're an active trader, yes, there's a way to make money, but the way to make money is not predicting the right move. It's much more akin to a true casino, blackjack, poker, conditional probabilities. What is the right bet for the right situation? And you do it time and time again. And then that comes back to really your cash management, Kelly criterion, the betting system, all that stuff. We could get more into it in a little bit later. But I do want to prep up for today. I just wanted people's mindsets to get a little bit more on the ball for the day. Stick to your system, trust in the system. In the long term, it will pay more than dividends. But before we get into all that, obviously, like I said, it's earnings season. I'll do a little bit of a recap of this week. We got 2 inflation reports, 2 treasury auctions. We'll review all of that good jazz. We'll set up for next week a little bit. Obviously, we're going to do a bit of chart review. And then I also want to get into some of the major geopolitical, global, really U.S. political development. So we have some larger things developing between last night and this morning that I think it is important to get into. And hopefully it's going to be a good day. I'm wearing my lucky shirt. I would ask of any of you, I don't know what you're doing in your life right now, but I would ask of any of you to put on your lucky buffalo shirt. Just I feel like it's an additive power potentially to an exponential rate. I don't know if it's linear. I don't know if it's exponential. I don't know if it's logarithmic. I don't know the rate at which our luck would add together, but I do know that it can't hurt us to all put on our lucky buffalo shirt. So I would ask you guys to do that now. Now, before we really get rocking, shout out to today's stream sponsor. I'm talking about 1775 Coffee Co. Wake up and put a little bit of freedom in your cup. I have my game over cup that I successfully won at Dave & Buster's. But anyway, phenomenal coffee. Right now, I am almost actually done with my dark roast bag. So I went through a medium roast bag. That was my first one. Then I went to a dark roast bag. I have to say they are both very, very good. Premium coffee from Bolivia, shipped from Bolivia to Florida, roasted in Florida, then from Florida sent to you guys to put it right directly into your cup. I recently have been, like I said, I went through the medium, I went through the dark. I'm almost done with the dark. I haven't ordered the pea berry yet, but I'm going to try that and I'll give you my official ranking. But as of right now, especially with the weather changing, I've been a fan of the medium roast in the morning. Put a little bit of oat milk, almond milk, something like that, a little bit of ice, just to celebrate the changing of the times, the changing of the season. But right now, if you use the code Matt, MATT, you'll get 10% off. So you could try your own 1775 coffee. I like it. Beyond the fact that it's very good, high quality coffee, they are also the exclusive partner with Rumble. So shout out to everyone watching on Rumble right now. But if you want to support Rumble as a company, if you happen to be invested in Rumble stock, RUM, you could directly support the company that way. It's just coffee. It's good coffee. But on top of that, you can get some extra benefits. So just want to throw that out there. And also recently, they've been rolling out with this new product right here. It's a nootropic. It's a cognitive discovery. You're limitless. Whenever I read that, I always think of that movie with Bradley Cooper. But anyway, a lot of good stuff in it. Check it out. Discover Limitless. Right there. It may make you as smart as Bradley Cooper, but won't make you like him. I'll never be as good looking as him, which is a bit of a bummer. Dude, at 1775, got into the business of selling pills that make you look like Bradley Cooper. That might be the thing that really takes it to the next level. So just something to consider. But in the meantime, dropped it. They have great coffee, phenomenal coffee. Bolivia, Florida to you, supporting a company that directly supports you. And also they're now rolling out with a little bit of these new tropics, which I've been on it for about a week now. And the major thing I've been seeing is that I have to consume less coffee in the day, if that makes sense. In terms of my energy levels just coasting, like where I need them throughout the day to not only do this, film other videos, take business calls, all that good jazz. The major thing I've been seeing is in the morning, I end up taking 2 of these and I just need less coffee. It keeps my energy levels consistent, which obviously I'm going to be a big fan of. So anyway, check all that out. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Use the code Matt, MATT, and those 4 letters will get you 10% off. And with that being said, let's take a little looky-see at the market. Yesterday, from 10:30 till the end of the day, pretty bullish, blew up my position. But then from market close, kind of nothing. And then early this morning, we've been dipping and we've been dipping pretty hard. Stock future slide as earnings season kicks off, JP Morgan Chase falls. So we're going to be getting into all of that. But before we do that, I want to let you know, before we get into the specifics of the stocks and the economy, a little bit of a bigger picture. So this just came out, a little bit concerning. U.S. officials told CBS News that a major Iranian attack against Israel was expected as soon as Friday. Now, I don't want to force the concept of the Gregorian calendar upon any of you, but if for those of you who believe in it, it's Friday now. We're living it, folks. Like this is we're living it. So that is something that could go horribly wrong. Definitely want to put that on your radar. Kind of some sad stuff. All right, fine. I will address this now, but I'm only going to address it once. I don't want any more questions about it. Honestly, it's just really taking away from the show. Clint is saying Matt took my wife. It's true. I could choose to avoid it. I could choose to make up a lie. I'm not going to do it. And it's honestly, if I'm being completely forthcoming with all of you, it's more than that. I didn't just take Clint's wife. Clint and his wife also had a new golden retriever puppy. I took the puppy as well. And I don't want to be that guy. He had some quality leftover lasagna in his fridge. So on our way out from Clint's house, I took his wife, I took his puppy, and I took his leftover lasagna. It happened. I wish I could say I was a better person, but no. Sometimes I myself, even as the best trader on this side of the Mississippi, succumb to more of my base instincts of desire for lasagna, hang out with cool canines, and Clint's wife. So I don't have much of a defense. If anything, I hope you guys can understand that it's tough on me too. I thought I was a better person. I guess I'm not. So in this time, as I am being tested by the world around me, I would appreciate your thoughts and prayers. But Clint's right. It happened. It happened, and I don't know what else to say. It is honest. It is truthful. I wish it were a different story, but it's not. So I don't necessarily want to get ahead of it. I just want to tell you guys the truth that, yes, in fact, it did happen. And if there's any major update on it, I'll let you know. But I want to be honest. I want to be forthcoming with all of you. I want to let you know what's going on in my life. But I also don't want it to take away from the show. So it's out there. It happened. But yes, we are here for a reason. We are here to have a fun-filled day in the world's largest casino. So let's just put that on the side. And I'm kind of tired of being chirped about it all night. I mean, Clint, you lost her, man. You know, in the game of life, there's winners and there's losers. And in this particular match, you were a loser. You lost your lasagna. You lost your puppy. You lost your woman. Like, I don't know what to do, Clint. It's just sometimes there's losers in this game. Biden cancels $7 billion in student debt in election year push. President seeks to draw voters to polls with loan relief. Effort comes days after Biden detailed broader Plan B. I kind of like that Bloomberg's getting to the point that they're straight up just telling you that he's buying votes. And he's not buying votes with his money. He's buying votes with all of our money. So we're in this weird situation where people are paying taxes on both sides. 50% of Americans pay taxes. So out of all the taxpayers, Biden's like, cool, I'm going to use that money and I'm going to buy votes for my side, which is interesting. Bloomberg is just like, yeah, no, he very much, if he relieves people from their student debt burden, he hopes that they're going to vote for him and vote for the Democratic Party for the remainder of their life. It's a bold strategy. It's a very, very bold strategy. Biden administration to forgive $7.4 billion in student debt for another 277,000 borrowers. The Biden administration announced Friday it was forgiving student debt for another 277,000 borrowers after the Supreme Court struck down President Joe Biden's wide-scale debt cancellation plan. The president directed the U.S. Department of Education to examine its existing authority to reduce and eliminate student debts. I don't agree with this. Mainly by improving current leave programs, the department has cleared the education debts of 4.3 million people, totaling $153 billion in aid while Biden has been in office. Now, to be clear, if this somehow benefits you, I highly implore you to take advantage of it. Why would you not? In terms of running a country and what's best for all of us, for all people in this country, this is not the smart move. This is clearly, as I alluded to, a way to use all taxpayer dollars to buy votes for one side. It's not like any economist is sitting there and saying, hey, the most hampering thing to our entire economic situation is student debt. We need to get rid of it. No one's arguing that. My issue here is that they're doing it and it's so in our face that they're just trying to buy votes. If you're picking this debt, why not medical debt? If anything, I could argue that people signed up for student debt, but medical debt, a lot of the times it randomly happens to you. So if you're going to do something out of your good graces to help people who fell upon hard times, you could look at other debts before you look at student debt. And my other issues with this, I went to school. I knew what I was signing up for. When I signed up, I knew I had bills coming, so I picked a major that was appropriate. This is now supporting people who picked the dumbest fucking major ever that society doesn't provide any value to. They signed up and they said, hey, I would love to major. In fact, I want a master's in underwater basket weaving. I'm going to pay $50K a year for it. And then 4 years later, when they get a $200,000 bill, they're like, well, hang on. No one's paying me to be an underwater basket weaver. What's the problem? It's supporting this concept of getting degrees in things that our society just simply doesn't need right now. Now, if it was all of a sudden picking, hey, we need more people in law, we need more people in medicine, we need more people in engineering, we need more people in other useful ones, okay, I kind of get that. But a big thing I'm seeing here is a split between white collar and blue collar. They have no issue forgiving debt for people who went to college, which you already have to be in a pretty decent situation to go there, whether academically, whether financially. Not everyone even has the opportunity to go to college. I grew up in an area where most people went right into the workforce or they went to a vo-tech school, and that is not included in this. All of a sudden, if you're saying, hey, I want to be a carpenter, a plumber, a diesel mechanic, a welder, this doesn't benefit that group. This is very much picking quote unquote white collar. And also another group it doesn't benefit at all is people who graduate high school and they're like, you know what? College is stupid. I don't want to go to vo-tech school. I want to start my own business. I'm not seeing any support there either. It's very much picking a very low hanging like fruit sub demographic to buy votes. This by no means makes logical sense or economic sense. This is exclusively to buy votes. Now, I want to be clear. If this somehow benefits you, take advantage of it. It would be silly to not take advantage of this. But in terms of, is this the right move? I mean, it's only the right move if you're trying to buy votes. But beyond that, there's logical fallacies with this. There's financial fallacies with this. And I think it's a waste of time to attempt to fix the problem at the worst part to fix it. You don't fix it at the end. The start of this problem is what college is offering and the price at which they're offering it for. You start there. You talk to the colleges. You don't talk all the way down the stream and be like, all right, we'll fix it now, because it's not fixing the root of the problem, which allows the problem to persist. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. But yet people are going to get duped into it, and they're like, yeah, I guess I'll just vote for him because he forgave my debt. And I don't know. I hope some sort of court system, because inherently we're all paying for it. I am now paying for some random kid to get a degree in underwater basket weaving, and I don't want my money to go to that. I'd rather go to a kid who's trying to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer. I don't need to fund more bullshit degrees. It does not make sense to me. I don't know. I think some of you agree with that. Others will not agree. But I just want you to know that if you don't agree with me on that one, you're just wrong. So there's also that to consider. Bank of England scraps outdated inflation forecasting model and major overhaul after Fed boss review. The BOE, the Bank of England, today, Friday, announced a once-in-a-generation overhaul of its inflation forecasting following a long-awaited review by former Federal Reserve Chair Ben Bernanke. The review was initiated in response to criticism over shortcomings in the bank's recent policymaking. So it's just not here with our Fed, but it's literally globally that all these central banks are trying to battle inflation. U.S. economy posts 0.1% growth in February in further sign of recession rebound. The UK economy grew by 0.1% in February. That follows the 0.2% growth in January, while economists had provided a strong indication the UK will exit a recession at the start of the year. GDP fell in the third and fourth quarters of 2023. So they didn't play some weird game with the definition of recession the way we did here in the US. So even though it was very, very similar, technically they went into a recession and the US didn't. But once again, we exclusively did that just because they didn't want to call it a recession. They literally changed the definition of recession. So those are some wild things going on across the pond. But the big news is today is the start of earnings season. So before the market opened right now, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, BlackRock, Citi, earnings season really gets going with some major financial plays. And I find it to be particularly useful because you get insights into what's going on in the world of bonds, yields, the dollar, gold, at this point, now Bitcoin. And also you get an idea of the strength of the consumer, people buying, selling, what's going on with credit card defaults, like all that type of stuff. You get a really good insight into the strength of the economy. Speaking of which, JP Morgan Chase tops expectations on trading results, lower than expected credit costs. Well, the last time I saw it, it was in the red. So let's see how it's doing. Yeah. JP Morgan not having the best one, currently down 3.2%, closed out the day at 195, currently trading at 189. Not good when the world's largest bank takes a hit after its earnings, kind of setting a little bit of a negative tune for the rest of the financial sector. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, warns that inflation, wars, and Fed policy pose major threats ahead. No shit, Sherlock. Oh, okay, you're just saying that global geopolitical conflict and the mechanisms that surround the strength or the weakness of our dollar are the threats to our system? Dude, I mean, if all you have to do is pop off and say stuff like that, and then you get like a $40-50 million paycheck being the CEO of a bank, sign me up, because I could do that all day. You'd be like, yeah, no, if an asteroid were to hit us, that would be a threat. If an alien invasion happens, that would be a threat. If nuclear bombs go off, that would be a threat. If people make a lot of money, that could be good. If people lose a lot of money, that could be bad. I mean, dude, I could do this stuff all day. And that's off the top of my head. Crazy insights. Crazy insights. JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon warned Friday that persistent inflation, terrible wars and violence, and the Fed's efforts to tighten financial conditions threaten an otherwise positive economic backdrop. Looking ahead, we remain alert to a number of significant uncertain forecasts. Okay, good to know. Some super insightful stuff there. Citigroup tops estimates for the first quarter revenue and better than expected Wall Street results. So similar headline of beating in the last quarter, but different reaction this time around. Citi is actually up, closed out the day at 60.71, currently trading just below 62, up 2% in pre-market. And we also have BlackRock. BlackRock hits 10.5 trillion asset record with bond inflows, net inflows of 76 billion. Miss analyst estimates firm's revenues increased 11% last quarter from a year ago. I believe this is BLK. BlackRock closed out the day at 786, currently trading at 789, so up ever so slightly in pre-market trading. And the other one is Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo slightly red, closed out the day at 56.69, currently trading at 56.20, down about 0.9%. So mixed bag. BlackRock and Citi in the green, JP Morgan and Wells Fargo in the red. If you want to check the whole financial sector, XLF is the ticker for out of the S&P 500, the subset of financial plays is all tracked by XLF on the screen right now. So once again, it's not all financial plays, it's the financial plays within the S&P 500. So basically the bigger, more impactful financial plays. So check that out. That's XLF. If you want to look at the smaller sector of financials, that's KRE, the regional banking ETF. Most of the time, no one knows what this is whatsoever. It became very, very interesting to a lot of people when those banks started to blow up. So just another overall view of the financial sector, something worthwhile to pay attention to. I do want to let you know that in terms of other things going down today, if this ever loads up, nothing really scheduled. I think there's a couple press conferences, but today it's, I don't know, kind of the day after. Yesterday was wild. Like I said, we got one hot inflation report, one cool inflation report, one all right treasury auction, one bad treasury auction. It's just a mixed bag of craziness right now. So obviously play accordingly. Inflation has investors on edge, but some sectors have deflated. Yeah, I mean, certain sectors, especially like rent, so we have headline, you have core, and now you have super core, and we have some ones in the final groups there that are proving to be a bit more sticky, as in the inflation is remaining pretty like elevated, and medical is actually one. So there's certain subsectors that are coming down well, other ones not so much. Sign up for the newsletter, mattKohrs.locals.com. It is free. You could be a member. If you're a premium member, that's how you get into the Discord. I'll give you the spiel on that a little bit later. But your first month, even as a premium member, is 100% free if you use the code GOONIE, GOONIE. First month premium member for free. If you just want to be a member to get this stuff every single weekend to your email inbox, sign up, check it out. It's not going to cost you anything. And even the first month of a premium member, where you get some of the trade call outs, where you get access to the Discord, that's free if you use the code GOONIE. Now, on that particular note, I do need to switch it over to you guys, and I need you guys to vote very, very quickly. I'm market at open. Like, you guys need to go fast. Fast. I'm putting up a poll right now. Rumble, start casting your vote. Rumble. You guys need to hurry this up. Rumble, where are you guys at today? Bull, bear, bear. All right, I need more votes on Rumble. I need more votes. Bear. Someone voted twice. No idea whatsoever. All right, this is a close vote. Oh my God, we're tied over here on Rumble. All right, Tom Yoy, you tipped it over. You were the tipping vote for Rumble. Rumble, bear. All right, selected that. And then bearish also on YouTube. Okay, so both accounts, both YouTube and Rumble, are going bearish at market open. On the left side, you have YouTube, account 157. On the right side, you have Rumble, account 158. Both are set up bearish this morning. YouTube bear, Rumble bear. I selected the right one. If everything runs properly, this should be firing off at 9:30. This should be firing off exactly at 9:30. Other than that, I'm trading on Apex. Whoa. What is happening right now? Is this right? Oh, dude, we're losing everything. What are you guys seeing over here? You're seeing? I have not seen this before. Do I need to go this way? All right, that's a little bit better. I know my camera's gone. I don't know what happened on that other screen. That's a little bit concerning. Can I add myself back to this? Camera, hello. Where is the camera? Where's the camera in this thing? I guess we'll just have to browse. I just lost my camera. Unless I could do this. All right, I'm back. I guess we'll have to use this scene today. I don't know what in the world happened over there. We're going to have to figure that out a little bit later. But anyway, this is going to be running in 15 seconds. I do want to remind you, the casino's going to be nuts today. Stick to your trading plan. Whatever your plan to get in is, stick to it. Whatever your plan to get out is, whether you're getting your profit, whether you're taking a loss, stick to your plan. Discipline.
Target filled.
Oh, you guys just both hit it like no other. Congrats. Congrats. You guys nailed it. Look at that. 135 like it was nothing. All right. You're coming out of the gate strong. I could appreciate that. I have about 20 other accounts that need to trade today. So let's see how that goes. But 157, 158, you guys both hit it. I believe you're now a week and a half. So 5, 6, 7. Okay, you guys have 8 days of trading in the row. Right now, YouTube chat is leading. It's up 1.2K. $1,243 in profit, while Rumble is up 983. So both accounts have gone 8 days in a row, but due to really lady luck related to slippage, you have YouTube that's in the lead. Now, overall, this is the 4th trading competition, number 4. Rumble has won the first 2. Rumble and YouTube both lost number 3, both blew out. So this is trading competition number 4. So we'll see how it all goes. What account is trading right now? 151. We could watch this. Hello? Does it not have a target? I don't know what's account 151. Hello? Is it just ripping it? All right, I guess we're going to see how this one plays out. Not the best vibes thus far today. I don't know what level it's going for. Generally, it has the target that it wants.
Target filled.
Okay, somehow money was made. Oh, that was on this one maybe. Oh, okay, right there. There's the Okay, it was trading ES, not NQ. All right, thus far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts have traded today. Waiting for the others to really get going. I don't know what's happening. I guess patience. Okay, well, as that's happening, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 15 more accounts need to trade. I'm trying to go 20 for 20 on the day. Let's go back over to this to see the open. Obviously, we are below yesterday's close. So right out of the gate, that makes me feel a little bit bearish, but we'll see how things really start to progress. NVIDIA had a beautiful
Order
day.
submitted.
Beautiful day yesterday. Just moving. We have Bitcoin that took a bit of a hit, but still hanging above 70,000.
Order submitted.
I guess we're trading again. Hello? 141. All right. We have some of this stuff just going wild out of the gate. Let's go. Go. Come on, keep pushing. You could do it. Come on, Mr. Roboto. We need these robots to work. I don't pay these robots for nothing. They need to earn their keep if they're going to live in my computer.
Target
There
filled.
we go. Oh, look at all that green. Look at all that. Hang on. Oh, that's a little too bright there, team. I highly recommend, if you're tuning into the show, put on some protective eyewear. I cannot handle any more lawsuits when I don't know, all that green is burning deep into your retina. Highly recommend when you have these types of gains. You need, it's honestly, eye health is incredibly important. I think a lot of times people talk about like physical body health, like don't be fat. But a lot of the times the conversation doesn't center around eye health. And I just, for legal reasons, but also just good moral reasons, please, if you're going to watch the show, get something that can fight the horrifically green Hulk-like glare of all these gains on a daily basis. It could get offensive. So be careful with that one. I highly, okay, we could take a bit of a break there. Now that the gains are off the screen, that got wild. That got wild right there. for a hot second. I believe it should actually keep trading. The robots are telling me over here that they still have some trades in their arsenal today, so I can't shut it down quite yet. Obviously, your accounts are good. 157, 158, YouTube, Rumble, respectively. Your accounts are crushing it. They're not going to trade anymore today. But in terms of the other 18 accounts, they still have things to do. No way. Again? Seriously? Sorry, I'm running this other futures algorithm over here and it just got its teeth kicked in on my other computer. So that's not the best of luck. Son of a gun. Seriously? Again? What a pain in the ass. What an absolute pain in the ass. Is NinjaTrader good? I like it. I mean, I like it because it like directly hooks up with Apex. So I'm doing all this trading on Apex. Apex is the prop to funded trader like system that I use. So your options are either Ninja or Trade-of-8. And I just knew a little bit more about Ninja. I don't really know anything about Trade-of-8, but I saw that Ninja was a bit cheaper. So I was like, oh, might as well do the cheaper one type of a deal. Other computer, dude, hell yeah, we're running. I realized when I started streaming that there's other trading programs I use that are too heavy on my system. So I had to get a whole nother system to run them on just because my CPU couldn't handle like 18 different brokerages and this and that and the other thing. So that's where we are in life, team. That's where we are in life. Is 1775 coffee have low acid? I have no idea, John. Low, I don't, what does that even mean, dude? Low acid? No, it's not a drug dealer. What kind of, that's a straight up crazy person question. In my years of doing this, I've heard crazy people questions, and that's a crazy person question. Like, I mean, I've heard really, really crazy questions, and that one might, honestly, it might take the cake. It might take the cake. That's such a John question. Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair. Apple's pushing again. Congrats, Matt. Lemon, thank you. That's so kind of you. But I'm getting an early report. Ooh, Apple is pushing. So the Qs are a little flat. SPY's looking a little good. Let's check in on the options market. I am waiting for the second round of algo stuff to really pop off. All right, let's minimize this. Let's maximize that. Minimize this, maximize that. You guys know how it is. You guys know how it is. All right. Options aren't doing too much today. Not yet. SPY popped flat. Qs popped flat. Qs are dipping a little bit more. Apple's looking good. Netflix popped sideways. Microsoft straight up sideways. Meta popped, now dropping. Coin choppy. Tesla choppy. DJT down 2%. Rum going up. Nvidia going down. Amazon drifting up. Actually, Amazon's been pretty strong lately. How are bonds looking? Bonds are getting destroyed again, dude. Again. All right, what are the 5 things we were allegedly supposed to know? Back to record territory. Bank earnings. Sweep. Oh, I want to come back to that about Amazon driving up inflation. Wild takeout. Okay, let's go back. I did find this video from Amazon. Blah, 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 blah. This one. All right, so it came across my radar. Shout out to Life. Life is the co-CEO of Public. If you haven't signed up for Public, what are you doing in your life? Anyway, this is a must-watch. Government overreach not only slows innovation, but is the case killed American jobs and handed over U.S. Consumer data to Chinese competitors. FTC acting, quote-unquote, outside the bounds of law, and the results are not in our national interests. Okay, let's see what it has to go. Let's get into some drama.
I mean, I think we got to be careful right now in Western countries in the way that we're handling regulation. I think a really good example of that is what happened with iRobot, if you followed that. You know? So I think it's a really kind of a sad story. It's a great entrepreneurship story where you had this, this American company that invented this product, invented the category, and built a business that was almost $1 billion in revenue. And whenever you build a good business, you end up with company and competition. So they attract these two very large Chinese companies as competitors. And they need to scale, because scale lets you buy components at the right price and invest in R&D. So they merge with Amazon, and the European Commission blocks it because they worry that we're going to feature our vacuum cleaner, their Roomba versus others, which of course is not our model, because we make
this is a
actually
vacuum
much money
monopoly.
selling third-party items as our own. But they block it, and then immediately after they block it, the FTC comes out and says, oh, we would have blocked it if they hadn't. And so what happens? We abdicate the acquisition. iRobot lays off a third of its staff. The stock price completely tanks. And now there's a real question whether they're going to be a going concern. Turns out with these in-house vacuum cleaners, they have to map the inside of your house. That's the way they don't run into a table or a chair. So really what Western regulators were saying was that they trust these two large Chinese companies with maps of the inside of U.S. consumers' homes more than they do Amazon, even though we've been an amazing steward of customer data in our retail business and for AWS, where customers, both those businesses will tell you that.
That's a little crazy.
That can't be what we were going for. And so I
They would
think
rather
people don't know
Chinese
what they can do right
companies
now. And I
have
just think
the
we've got to
layout
try
of
and
your
find a way to
home
be
than
reasonable
Amazon.
in what we're doing.
The FTC's looking into even the partnership that you have with Anthropic. They're looking at the way Microsoft's relationship exists with OpenAI. I'm sure they're going to look
wild.
at Microsoft's
That's a valid point. I don't think I want any of them to have the mapping in my home, but I'd rather it be an American company.
I mean, it's very interesting what's happening. Nobody's making outright acquisitions, but in some ways these partnerships are in lieu of that. No?
Yeah, I mean, there are some acquisitions happening, but we're consuming a lot of time and taxpayers' money with what we're doing right now, and I think a lot of it is outside the bounds of the law right now.
Outside the bounds of the law in terms of how far you think the regulators are going.
I think
Whoa. All right, so that was some news. Massive UFC fight tomorrow. So big power slap event tonight. You can watch it on Rumble. Check it out. Highly recommend you do. And then tomorrow is UFC 300, and there was a big announcement related to that for all my UFC fans.
Both guys want bonuses raised from $50K for the special card. Can we make this happen?
What should it be raised to?
3 times.
100,000.
300. Go 3 times.
300.
300.
300. It's done. Let's go.
Generally, it's 50K, but in celebration, that's a lot of money. Dude, that is life-changing money on top of the money that you would get from also winning. So anyway, UFC 300 going down this Saturday. On that note, do you guys have any good picks? I'm looking to throw down some sports bets. Are these on Kohrs, by the way? Does Kohrs have any UFC stuff on it here yet? I know it's being built stuff. No fighting. I was just curious if it's in here. I guess not. I guess I'll have to go on my normal sports betting website. But I was just curious. My own curiosity. But anyway, for all the fight fans, that's pretty cool news. Do we have time? Yes, we do have time. Stephen Smith, did he get red-pilled? Stephen Smith, speaking about sports, he's a well-known sports commentator. Red-pilled. Stephen A. Smith turns on Joe Biden and Democrats. Anyone who is paying attention knows Trump's leadership is the answer in 2024. Would love to get your thoughts.
With 4 indictments, 91 counts, and the man gets more campaign dollars. Climbing in the polls, okay? And last time I checked, he still ain't been in cuffs. He still ain't been put behind bars. And he's the presumptive GOP nominee. You can't stop him. You cannot stop him. And so for me, I find myself ashamed of the Democratic Party for their lack of a competitive fervor. You had since 2016 to come up with somebody else. And you still can't do it. That is pathetic.
Do you want Democrats to win?
What about inflation? And then you're driving in California and you're paying an arm and a leg for gas. You're going to the supermarket, you're buying some milk, you're buying some bread, whatever. You're watching and you're seeing all of this stuff. Who's telling the truth? Do we have a good economy or not? Is it really a crisis at the border or not? I believe it is. Yeah. Is inflation a real thing? Is it imaginary? You're looking at all of these different things. You're talking about national security, the war in Ukraine. Should we support them? Should we give them more money than we've already given them?
I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan,
91 counts,
this is a pretty base take. Like, he's just being realistic.
Climbing in the polls, okay? And last time I checked, he still ain't been in cuffs. He still ain't been put behind bars. And he's the presumptive GOP nominee. You can't stop him. You cannot stop him. And so for me, I find myself.
All right. Now that we're literally an extra 20 seconds into watching it again. Do we have I was waiting for something to happen. Breakout. No, we're not doing anything. Bitcoin's taking a hit. Bonds are bouncing back a little bit. Apple's still chugging to the upside. So bonds are right. Oil's popping to 87. We've been talking about oil for about a month now, and it's just been looking strong. XLE, the energy sector, is looking good. Looking good. What does Top G have to
Donald Trump.
What I find interesting about that is...
Order submitted.
Oh, whoa. What are we doing? 151 again. 151. Oh, wait. Is it trading ES? It is trading ES. Okay. I figured it out. I've decided to include...
Target filled.
Nice. Nailed it. All right. We don't need this one anymore. So that one hit. How many more need to trade today? I thought more would be trading at 9:45. Did I do my math wrong, or do we just not have enough momentum? All right. I think I need to let this continue to play. Not making the most sense to me. Because only this one, it got up to... Oh, wait. 166. All right. I need to leave this on because I think other things were expected to fire. So we'll see. But anyway, coming back. Obviously, I know that Tate is a very polarizing character. It's just like... It's kind of just putting on all... Like,
Order submitted.
Now what are we doing? 144. 144. All right. 144 decided to go long. Buying the breakout. Bold move, Daniel. Let's see if it pays off. Very, very bold move, Cotton. Is it going to work this time? Is it going to work?
Target filled.
Almost fully working. Getting there.
Target filled.
There we go. That might be it on the day. We're getting some good gains. 260, 260, 260, 260, 200, 200, 135, 135. And then the rest at 130, except for the final one, is at 100. I really thought that one at 100 was supposed to trade again. Did I not turn on the right robot? Hello, Mr. Robot. Honestly, it might not. I might have not turned on to... It might have just been that one easy peasy lemon squeezy robot. What about this one? Let me just double check. Brother. Ranko 45. 148. 148 seemed okay. I think this one's supposed to trade again. All right. So as we're waiting for maybe a couple other extra trades to come in here on the day, okay, I fully understand that Tate is a very polarizing character. I think he has a young audience because they want to be in on the troll. He has a larger audience because like they look past the troll and they're like, okay, he says some conservative things that like maybe they do or don't resonate with. I want to get past that. I want to get more of, he brought up something that I feel as if I'm noticing across the board, and I feel like I've been noticing it across the board ever since 2016, of on both sides. For those of you in here who don't care about politics, maybe this doesn't impact you. But to those of you in here who do care about politics, who do care about voting left or right, does no one else find it fascinating that both sides are continually always saying that this is the most important election, and if the other guy gets elected, we are doomed? Is it just me? Like, I don't think that politics has always been like that, but ever since I've personally really been paying attention in 2016, it feels like pretty much for the better part of the last decade, that's been the messaging of this is the most important election we've ever had. And I guarantee you, if the other person wins, if the other party wins, we are screwed and we are not coming back. I mean, even Tate just like kind of reiterated that himself. And I mean, inherently can't be true, because we've had two presidential elections, 2016, 2020. We're about to have the third one. The opposite side has won in those two. And I mean, I'm not saying things are good right now at all, but also like the world didn't just like randomly implode. Fear tactics. Yeah, 100% fear tactics. Okay. I guess here's maybe an interesting question that I could pose to all of you. I don't think we're in a good situation. global tensions, economically, financially, inflation, the Fed. I think right now we're kind of in like just a rough period. The only thing looking actually overall good is the market. So if you're a person who just YOLO'd into the S&P 500 and you pay attention to nothing else, you're probably thinking life's pretty good, but you're still probably battling with inflation, which is kind of part of the reason why the market's up so much. So other than that, like, okay, maybe in my mind, the vote of what we could do here, it is the vote of who could pull off less damage, which is upsetting. And I've been on this spiel before. We're in a country of 350 million people. You're telling me we don't have two people who are morally good, intellectual titans, charismatic, well-spoken. Like, I just feel like mathematically, with how big we are, we should be able to find two people who are just like phenomenal. And everyone's like, dude, I don't even like that side, but that's still a good guy, a good gal, whatever. It feels like we haven't been given that in the past grouping of elections. It feels like we're kind of there of like, well, okay, maybe like, it's just like the saying, lesser of two evils. It feels like that's how a lot of people vote. And maybe that's just what Trump is a successful businessman. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm talking more about how I find it odd that Trump and Biden are our two options. It kind of going off of what Stephen A. Smith is saying of like, oh, wait, like from 2016 till now, like they didn't come up with a better person than Biden. Like, I just find it so weird that our political system, it's a gerontocracy. It's just so set up in a way that you have to be a career politician to really even have a chance of getting through there. We're not, like, to me, the most reasonable system is a person who shows extreme expertise in another field, and then they decide after enough life experience, job experience, whatever job they're in, that they then choose to serve their country by being president. But we're in this backward system where most of the time you have to be a politician your entire career to be the president. No. I want the leading whatever scientist. I want the leading person from Wall Street. I want the best people from a very impactful field elsewhere that decides to become president at the end of their career, to use all of their knowledge and their connections and their vantage point of that other expert, like whatever. But it's not that. Right now we just have politicians becoming politicians, which means inherently that whenever they're faced with any of these issues, they're not military experts, they're not economics experts, they're not experts on anything besides getting to the next level of politics. That's not good. That cannot be the most reasonable way to set up a system. It simply can't. We should have the top tier people in some other field be there, and then they surround themselves, i.e. the cabinet, with the experts in those fields. Like, to me, it's a game of you're like, whatever, I don't give a shit. Throw more money at them. Do whatever you need to, but get the best people in every other subfield to be the grouping of that is the administration. But right now, it's not that at all. It's just a game of career politicians and favors and backstabbing. And it's just so fucked that we got to the point that we did. And I guess that's why people refer to it as the swamp. Like, I guess I get that. And when you really think about it, it kind of takes on a deeper meaning because that's like truly what it is. But we just need experts. And experts, what's weird is we're kind of in this like catch-22 system. Is people who are smart enough and driven enough to become experts in leading their own field. Like, let's just take, for example, a lead economist, the best economist in the world, a top 5 economist in the world. They're smart enough and driven enough and know enough about the game to realize that being president or being associated with the president is like a bullshit game. So they don't want to do it. So it's this thing where what we want to make it better and improve it and make the best decisions for all of us, they're like, oh, well, if I go there, that's actually a huge hindrance because I just don't want to do it. Like, it's just simply not worth it for them. So it's kind of weird because the people who have the intellect and the morality or the integrity or whatever you want to call it to be the best in that position, they inherently don't want it. It's kind of like, if you really think about it, it's kind of like the Sorcerer's Stone of like, you had to look in the mirror and you had to want it, but you had to not want to use it. Like, you had to be in search of the Sorcerer's Stone, but you had to have no desire to actually want to use it. So you had to want it, but not to use it. It's kind of like one of those weird catch-22s. So basically, this is a super roundabout way for me saying, I think Harry Potter should probably be president of the United States. Like just the way he handled the
Order
Sorcerer's
submitted.
Stone, like it kind of makes sense. And apparently we're trading again. What's trading? Which account's trading? 170. 170. Yeah, that's, I don't know. It's a very far around. He's British, though. He's also a wizard. You're drawing the line at the fact that he's Brit. Dude, he's a wizard. One fucking flip of the wand, and he would change the Constitution, dude. He'd Avada Kedavra our fucking enemies like no other. That's where you're drawing. You're like, oh, he's a British wizard. He's a British wizard. Dude, all right. I think you're focusing on the fact that he's British and not the second fact that he's a wizard. Like maybe we should do a little bit of a deep dive into that one. Dude, his administration could be his little house elf Dobby. Dude, Hagrid could get in there. Hagrid could start like unleashing some of these beasts. I'd rather Gandalf. Dude, Gandalf could be there. Dude, Gandalf could be like the leader of the military. I'm just saying, we have a lot of opportunities to put some cool people into office, and I feel like every single time we just fumble it. I feel like we horribly fumble it. Wizard or lizard? I'd take both. I want Harry Potter in there and the little Geico gecko in there. I want them both in there. Both. This last trade, I think I went back maybe one too many times. I just need this to pop. I think this should be the final trade. I believe it should be the final trade. What account is this? This is 170, 170, 170, 170. Right here. The 167 trade again? No, there's actually still a couple trades to go. 170. 170, 170, 170. Okay, we're going to see how this one plays out. Anywho, Apple's still looking pretty good. Let's drop it to the 3-minute. Apple looking decent, but it's looking decent enough that it just got me into the position, but then not enough to keep going to give me my profit. So hopefully it doesn't blow that account out. Hopefully it doesn't blow that. All right, I guess the final one that I have, what is this one? Too many words, not going to read it. Let's just let it rip. I'm getting the vibe that they're in New York, but I actually have no idea. I haven't seen this video yet.
Who are you voting for in 2024?
I mean, I never voted before, but hands down Trump. I want Trump in office, feel me? I feel like he has a great mind. I feel like when he was in office, our country was doing all right. It's not what it looks like right now.
Yeah, what's the current state of our country right now?
Open borders, more crime. His city, Trump is from New York. This city is a shithole right now. Let's be real.
New York.
Let's be real with everybody.
Yeah, what's it like living like here in New York?
I don't know. You know how it is. New Yorkers, we're proud to be New Yorkers at the end of the day because there's no other city like this. No other city can compare or contrast to this. So to see the state that it's in right now is almost insane. Our own homeless population is on people my age, 22. I'm 22. I know I look older, but I'm 22. I see people my age on the street right now, and they can't get into shelters. It's ridiculous.
Does that make you mad that what's happening with Joe Biden as president?
I think you could tell. It makes me mad. For the most part, you can see a difference between Trump and Biden.
It's actually pretty freaking in form for a 22-year-old. All right, what else do we have going down? Market popping a little bit. Apple going flat here. Let's run through the list. Meta flat. Microsoft flat. Netflix bouncing a little. Apple bounce now flat. Coin recovering. Tesla flat. DJT going down. Rumble bouncing a little bit. Nvidia flat. Amazon was flat. Volatilely flat. I guess bouncing a little bit right now. Solana 167. ETH 3.5. Bonds bouncing a little bit. And I'm still in. Here
Target
we go.
filled.
That's what we
Order
want.
filled.
Uh-oh. Did we trade again? 48. Oh, God, so close to just getting out instantaneously. No, so close. It was so close. So it got as high as 18,043 It got to 343.25, and mine was 343.5. As in, it was as close as you could have been without getting a fill. It was a tick away, one tick away. That's a bit of a bummer. Are these trading the same system? 167. I believe so. Whoa. What just came out at 10? Uh-oh. I don't like that it top ticked it at 9:59.20 right before a report comes out at 10. Profit. Does anyone know what just got announced at 10? That's not good. Consumer sentiment came out today? I thought we already... Is it whose consumer sentiment? One-year inflation expectations 3.1%, expected 2.9, previous 2.9. Five-year inflation expectations 3%, expected 2.8, previous 2.8. Consumer sentiment 77.9, expected 79. So sentiment lower, inflation expectations higher. Of course, the market dropped, but let's see if I could get lucky. All right, let's see. Damn. It happens. These are the this is the final trade, but the trade is being applied to two accounts. I believe this is my final futures trade of the day. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Pop, 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 pop. Choppy. 5 minute, red. 10 minute, red. 30 minute, red. Red. Ooh. So basically, I'm fighting the trend, a thing I never like to do. Where are we on the daily? Okay, inside bar thus far. We could talk about the Bitcoin halving, expected to happen on April 19th, late April 19th, so it might get pushed over to the 20th. No. I got unlucky. Come on, let's bounce. Give me a little bit of a bounce back so I could get out. Obviously, it wouldn't be horrifically detrimental. It's two accounts. The other 18 are done on the day, but it would be nice to kind of conclude it on a perfect... Ooh, bonds are picking up, though. That should offer a bit of a reprieve to the SPY. Bonds are catching a bid right here, the 20-year bond TLT. How are US 10Y? Yields are coming down. I'm surprised. Okay, I have a fighting shot. All right, Bitcoin up a little bit. Uh-oh. Matt, what is the importance of the FTDs and the show list? DJT has hundreds of thousands of shares on show list for 13 days now. What the hell is the point of these rules? I mean, they're still... is this like a direct question? What is the importance of it? It's FTDs, fails to deliver. There's various types of FTDs, but an FTD... Think about it as all the brokerages in a circle around in the middle is the DTCC, the Depository Trust Clearing Corp. So whenever there's brokerages, at the end of the day, it is net settlement. So do you have to be the net buyer, net seller stock based on all the clients at your particular brokerage? And then whatever the net thing is, money goes one way, shares go the other way. If there's ever a mismatch, if someone doesn't have the money, if they don't have the shares, it produces an FTD, a fail to deliver. So that's what an FTD is. A type of FTD is a naked shorting. So all naked shorts are an FTD, but not all FTDs are naked short. I hope that makes sense. So the reg show tells us that list. So without it, we wouldn't even know that it's going on. So right there, that's what an FTD is. And then an importance of reg show, which we got out of, I believe, the 0809 like Dodd-Frank regulations and whatnot. I believe that's like the history of it. That's the list. It didn't exist beforehand. What the hell is the point of these rules? Well, before this, there was nothing stopping it whatsoever. Now we have an identifiable list of what's going on. And then depending on what's the type of the FTD, there's different ways that it's like forcing the brokers and the prime brokers to handle the situation. I mean, eventually it's going to come off the threshold list. And this one could be a specific example with de-SPACing. Right now, in the transition name from DWAC to DJT, there's probably a lot of like back-end paperwork that gets messed up because of the conversion, aka the de-SPACing. So it might be because of that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of opaqueness around these reports, as in what I mean by that is when we get these FTDs reports, the fails to deliver, it doesn't tell us what kind of FTD is. It doesn't tell us who prompted it. And when they're resolved, it doesn't tell us how it was resolved. So we kind of get the most minimal information, but you have to understand before the Dodd-Frank Act, we got no information. So at least now we have an idea of the FTDs, but once again, we don't know what type of FTD, we don't know how it was prompted, and when it's resolved, we don't know how it is actually getting resolved. So there is a chance, and I don't know because it's not like the government calls me up and lets me know what's happening here, but there is a chance, a theoretical chance, that this is from the de-SPACing process, like the background paperwork of converting from DWAC to DJT. But the point of these rules is there's lawsuits and this stuff all the time. I mean, if you look at some of these big banks, like they'll get hit for violating these rules. You might argue that it is a slap on the wrist on a relative basis. You could argue that it's a speeding ticket, and I fully agree. So like, I'm like, when you break these rules, I'm a fan of more serious repercussions, but it's also better than nothing because not so long ago, it was literally nothing. They don't have shares, zero available to short. That's not true. You're looking at a singular data source, most likely something like Fintel, which is exclusively getting data from Interactive Brokers. So whenever people say they don't have any shares, there's zero available to short, most of the time they just don't know what data set they're looking at. So for example, I would assume you're pulling that off of either iBorrowDesk or Fintel. They're the same. They get their data from Interactive Brokers. So you're only getting the information of, are there shares available to short on Interactive Brokers? One brokerage. So it's just not the full, like there's many other brokerages in this world. You can also, the big players, they can call up another big player and be like, hey, we just want to take those on loan from you. There's many other ways to do it besides exactly going to IBKR. And I see that cited a lot. And I guess I don't blame people for not knowing that nuanced thing. The only reason I know the nuanced thing is because of like all those days of such a deep dive with AMC and GME and what means what and who means who and that type of a thing. But I mean, like, I don't blame you, but also to say it's just not accurate. Not accurate. Oh man, I'm going to get unlucky with that account, aren't I? Aren't I? All right. Damn, LO, so we just have a list and they might get sued or fined, a little bit of money, no mechanism to force them to cover. You're literally, Reg Show is the mechanism. Wait, what do you mean for them to cover? Force them to cover. Yeah, I think you're missing the point.
Order filled.
Yeah, so those two accounts just got lost. Two of the PA accounts got lost. The other ones work. So 18 for 20 on the day. It could be better. It's been worse. But I don't know. I don't understand the question. Damn. So no mechanism to force them to cover. Cover what? Cover as in a short? How do you even know that it's shorts? To close it, why do you think that the FTDs, there's no publicly available evidence to suggest that the FTDs are from the shorts? It might be from the shorts, but it's not a guarantee. Like I said, it could be from the de-SPACing. It could be from quote unquote administrative errors. It could be from various things. So right, you're assuming it's all from shorts, but that's just not true. It might be, but it's just not. Like, it's just not, I guess, statistically, or it's not factually accurate. And in the game of the market, I would argue that being factually accurate is most likely how you make the most money possible. But there are, in terms of shorts, there are many mechanisms that prompt shorts to cover outside of their, I guess, like own desires. The FTD began a week after the DJT ticker changes starting April 1st. That's also not true. You have to have a spike in FTDs for 5 days persistently to be on, so it started on the very first day. I mean, this is all incredibly nuanced, deep, in the weeds market structure type of stuff. Deep in the weeds market structure type of stuff. And it's important to know, but I think if like your information is coming from like FinTwit, it's riddled with just like inaccuracies. we doing? Riddled with inaccuracies. Hang on, I'm putting stuff into the Discord. Today's the 12th, right? Okay. Piper just fired, so I'm putting it in. Just need to make sure the date was the right date. Have you checked out silver recently? No, I'm not the biggest commodity trader. Once in a while, if gold's doing something crazy, I'll trade it. Did you make the bot yourself, or are you licensing? No, I make it myself. My background's in computer science. My degree's in computer science, and I was getting a degree in statistics, my master's degree, before the world shut down. And then I was supposed to return when the world opened back up, but my content career took off. So I just never returned. Is it good to wait for the price to go down further to invest in DJT? No one, who knows? I don't have a crystal. Dude, if I knew where we were going, I don't know. And anyone who tells you, it depends. Are you actively trading it or if you're investing in it? If you're investing in it, plus or minus 10 or 20% right now doesn't matter because you're going to be in it for like a couple decades. So plus or minus 10%, 20% right now truly should not have an impact in the long term. If the price is that close right here, it means something else went awry. So if you're investing in it, investing is easy. You just dollar cost average, or you just buy it and you forget about it. Like investing is one of the easiest ways to engage in the stock market. You buy it and forget about it, or you buy it and then continue to dollar cost average, and you have a long-term view. You don't care about what happens the day, the week, the month, the year, because you're probably going to be in it for decades. So if your question is related to investing, if you like the company, if you like where it's going, you just buy it and you forget about it, or you dollar cost average on other dips or at the start of the month or whatever the cadence is that is appropriate for you. As a trader, that's a completely different question. You're considering completely different stuff. Matt, did Biden forgive your student loans? Fuck no, dude. I paid off every cent of my own college. I worked. I got scholarships for doing well in school. Fuck no, dude. I was never going to rely on my parents or rely on the government to take care of I just didn't even think it was an option. I guess in retrospect, I feel silly because I could have worked a lot less hard and the government could have paid for it. But no, silly me. I was there in real time thinking, oh, I have a bill, so I should work to pay the bill. So I took on extra jobs. I started businesses in school. I worked hard to get merit-based, like academic-based scholarships. And now I guess I'm the silly one. Is there a resource to track the QSIP of shares? That question doesn't make sense. QSIP is for an entire stock. So like Apple stock has a QSIP. Individual shares don't have a QSIP. If I explicitly refuse to share my lending, can I make sure they weren't used anyway without approval? No, and brokerages have gotten in trouble in the past for doing that. But you don't track individual shares. That's not how the stock market works because it's all based on net settlement. But brokerages have been caught and fined because they were lending out shares that people told them to not lend out. Well, now we're kind of doing nothing right after my 2 accounts got clocked. SPY looking heavy. Dollars picking up. Do I want to throw a trade on today? SPX. Vertical. Where is SPX trading at right now? Oh, how do I want to handle this one today, team? Teamity team. All right. I just made a trade. I'm just sharing it with the Discord. Oops. I don't know why this recently changed their format, but it made my screenshots look shittier. All right, let's just snag this real quick. Let's snag that. All right, we're doing this. Thick trades. All right, if you are in the Discord, it is in there now. So Piper fired off. That's in, locked in. My trade's in there, locked in. And then the futures all ran. We went 18 for 20 today. It's a bit of a bummer that I lost 2 of the accounts, but hey, c'est la vie. Is the T+1 settlement change a big deal for the market? Nope. And neither is T evening. Instantaneous settlement would be a completely different system. But T+3, T+2, T+1, even really T evening is not that big of a change. Instantaneous settlement is a completely different game. Completely different game. There's not going to be. I mean, it's for brokerages and the clearing corp. It's like kind of a technical overhaul for them in the back end. But in terms of on our side as investors or traders, we're not going to notice anything different. Following up on my original question, can you expand further into trading or investing? Thank you so much. There's not much more to say. Investing is a long-term outlook. Trading is an active short-term movement. In the short term, you think it's going up or down, and it's much more related to price action and technicals, while investing is you're buying equity because you think that company grows in the long term. It's actually, even though it sounds similar, and I get that from the outlook, it does seem very similar. It's two wildly different sports that just happen to be played on the same field. It really, really is. Once again, when you first get into the world of trading, or if you've heard about trading, in your mind, it's very easy to think of trading and as investing as the same thing. I cannot articulate enough how wildly of different sports they are. They just happen to be played on the same field, but they don't have many similarities beyond that. Beyond that, are there pickled jalapeno futures? No, not at the moment, but hey, with a little bit of luck, maybe one of these days we're going to have some. Let's see what the options market is doing. Flow alert popped going sideways. So this is for the SPS, XPY, XSP, and ES futures put together. There is a put wall at 5,150, just so everyone knows. And we are currently trading at 5,157. So equivalent to the SPY, that would be like about a 70-cent drop roughly, which would bring us to the realm of 513.50ish. So there's probably going to be a bit of support found here, but let's see how it actually plays out in real time. I'm going to be angry about this because the 2 futures accounts that I lost, there's probably a really, really good shot that these would have been fine anyway. Who knows? Maybe it just does vomit and I get like murked from here, but we'll see. I just don't get why that one fired so late. So late. Why would it do that? I thought the trade was going to be in by like 9:45 and it fired off at 9:59 instead. Maybe there just wasn't enough momentum. Maybe there wasn't enough price movement. A little bit bummed about that. I mean, I still have the 18 accounts. And I think the 2 that I lost, 48.67, 40. What the fuck? Where is account 148? I lost 148 and then 167. Those are the 2 accounts. 148 and 167. Well, this might be the awkward time to report that I don't even see this on my list. Where the fuck is it? It's literally, I just don't see it. 150, no. Well, I lost an unaccounted for account, which is kind of awkward. Am I blind? No, 167. Okay, so one of them is a bit of a bummer that I missed it because I was maybe valid for the upcoming payout period. The other one, not so much. So one of them, basically the fact that I lost the account means I'm not going to get the 2K payout from it in the next payout period, which obviously is a bummer. But that does still mean that I'm at the point where if I do well, if things go well in futures trading, all the way up until the end of next week, a week from today, if the train stays on the track, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So today I came in with the potential of having 8. I lost one of those, so now it's at 7 at 2K each, so 14K. So my max payout would have been 16K a week from today, and now it just dropped to 14. So that's a bit of a bummer. Obviously, I would love that money. I would love that extra 2K. Opinion on having effect on a crypto outside of Bitcoin? None. I guess just obviously the movement of Bitcoin will have an impact on the total value of crypto, and the concept of like a rising tide raises all ships and vice versa. So maybe you have some secondary, tertiary impact just because of the total value of Bitcoin and the enthusiasm, or I guess if it goes down, people being distraught. So there maybe are some other psychological impacts of Bitcoin going up or down, and then people kind of extrapolating that out to other crypto. But in terms of does the halving have anything to do with other crypto? No, what's halving is Bitcoin. There's going to be no impact on other ones. How do you manage your stop losses so that you're not always cutting and losing all of your money slowly when it could have been a winning trade? The major way I've found around that is you have to know your system. And what I mean by that is okay, let's say you have a stock that you love to trade XYZ, and you have this idea. You're like, okay, I buy it whenever the RSI is below 20, and then I sell it when the RSI is above 80. Let's say that's your plan. You're like, I like XYZ. I like to day trade it. I'm looking on the 5-minute chart. I buy it as soon as there's a close below the 20 RSI. It's a mean reversion trade, and I look to sell it, half of it when it's above 50, and then the other half when it's above 80. Let's say that's your trade. Okay, then now that you have it, you either backtest it, you find some backtesting software, you learn how to code and you backtest it, or you forward test it, as in you trade it actively right now, very, very small, and you start to document it. And then you're going to start to learn of okay, what should it have been? Could I have optimized it if I sold it all above 80? If I sold it all above 50? Should I have tranched out more? What should my stop? If the question is, where is your appropriate stop? There is no such thing as the holy grail of a stop of 2x reward is optimal. No, it depends on your system. There are systems in this world that have no stops. There are systems in this world that have very wide stops. There are systems in this world that have dynamic stops. There are systems in this world that have very close stops. They can all be profitable, and that's the name of the game, is to be profitable. So per your system, you have to find the mathematically ideal stop. And even the style stop, like I said, you could scale out, you could make it dynamic, you could have a trailing stop loss. So there's no perfect answer. You find the one that works for the system. So then that brings us to the larger question of, do you even have a system that you're trading? If you are just firing from the hip and you're like, oh, no, I just buy when I think it looks bullish and I sell when I think it looks bearish, you're going to get fucking steamrolled. If you are an active trader and you're like, no, if things look bullish to me, I buy. And if things look bearish to me, I sell. It might work for you. And it's probably going to work for you about 50% of the time because the market is naturally skewed 50-50. So just because you're right sometimes doesn't mean you have a good system. any system should be like generically, you're going to be in the realm of 50-50. So it's more of in the long term, are you continually growing or are you continually losing? And if you don't even have a system, if you're like, no, I just kind of like go for it, give it enough time, you're going to get your shit rocked. Like you're going to get fucking destroyed. So I implore all of you, especially when it comes to active trading, develop it. It could be rudimentary. I don't know. Maybe yours is, okay, I think Tuesdays are bullish, so I buy at market open on Tuesday and I sell at market open on Wednesday. That could be a system. I don't know if it's profitable or not. It's easy to check, but that's an example of a system right there. You have well-defined entry criteria. You have well-defined exit criteria. And as soon as you have well-defined entries and exits, that's when you could start tweaking it to understand, oh, okay, like, does this increase the profit? Does this increase the accuracy? Does it lower it? What does it do to the max drawdown? You all of a sudden are, now that you're applying well-defined rules on top of the market, you can start to mess with it to be like, oh, does this improve it? Does this make it worse? And then all of a sudden you're kind of stumbling on this pathway of finding the systems that are appropriate for your mentality, the time you can dedicate to the market, your account size. Obviously, there are millions of systems out there that can make money. I'm telling you this right now. There are literally millions of systems out there that are profitable trading systems. The goal is to find one that is profitable, but is also appropriate for you. So right now, if you're watching this and you're like, no, if you're in it for like a quick lucky thing, that's gambling. And hey, I have no issue with gambling. I hope you crush it. I hope you make a fuckload of money. I really, really, truly do. But if you're in this for the marathon, beyond that 1 or 2 time gamble, you need to come up with a system. I'm telling you this right now. The only possible way I know that you could survive in this is if you have a well-defined system. If day in and day out you're grinding it and you're like, no, like I just kind of like, oh, that looks bullish to me. Oh, this is support or resistance. Oh, I saw fucking head and shoulders, man. I got to play that. Like, if you're jumping around and you're not meticulously documenting everything you're doing and applying it to a certain system, it's just a matter of time before you blow out. And that's harsh to say, but I'd rather say it harsh to you right now and you guys think I'm the bad guy rather than you actually blow out. I'd rather you be like, oh, okay, no, like, let me try it this way. And then all of a sudden, as you're stumbling, you'll get more consistent and then you'll start to see the green and then you're going to be stoked. But it just is what it is. Matt, I don't hate you, but feel we are not as great as friends as we could be. Don't worry. It's obviously my fault. I'll try harder from here on. You know, I was thinking that too, but I was thinking it in the opposite. I was thinking I wasn't trying hard enough and it was my fault. So I'm really happy, Neo, that you opened up by saying that, because I understand how you were emotionally putting yourself on the line. And I'm not going to spike this volley back into your face. I think it's me. I think we're both such shy people that we're coming from it from the same exact point that we should be better friends. And it's neither of our faults. It's someone else's fault. Like, and we'll get through it. But the fact that you were man enough to step up and just put yourself out there, raw, naked for the internet for you to see, not literally, but figuratively, I think that deserves a round of applause. It really does. It really does. So silly. This isn't a gambling show. It's a gambling show, but to survive in the game of gambling, you have to have a good gambling strategy. Gambling doesn't mean you're just fucking going for it. If you want to keep gambling in the casino, you have to have a better gambling system. And actually, that is, well, hang on. First of all, pinned to the top of chat, which I'm taking it down in like 2 minutes. If you want to do the Apex trading stuff that I do, 80% off 1 day to pass. It's pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. If you don't use the link, just use the code Goonie, and that's how you get in on the deal. GOONIE is pretty much for all but a couple going to be my discount code for anything. So if you use any of whatever, if you want my discounts that are offered to this community, generally Goonie's a pretty good bet. But anyway, Apex, that is how I do all of this stuff right here. That's literally why they say Apex. I'm trading with their money. So as you can see, I made money on 18 of the accounts. I lost 2 of them. And I view this game as like, I don't know, I suppose like a very, very different mathematical game. More than happy to explain it to you guys in the Discord. Right now, it's definitely, the people in the Discord are catching a bit of the bug on how to trade this stuff. And I don't know, I think it's exciting. For me, I'm speaking of systems, I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. I guess I obviously know I'm saying that when I literally just lost 2 of the accounts. But the way I view it is if you buy all 20 accounts and you pass them all, you're going to have about a 3.5K investment. So all you have to do is get 2 accounts across the finish line with the max payout. That's 4K and you're net ahead. So anything above 2 accounts, you're in the green on that payout period. So that's how I view it. Maybe you agree with that. Maybe you don't. But for me, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I thought I had 7. Nope, that's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7, maybe 8 if I get lucky, but really I have 7. So with a 4K investment, if I get all 7, I'm taking out 14K, obviously net ahead by 10. So I kind of view that as, once again, a system. It's like, I'm not going for perfection. I'm going for net positive. That's how I view it. Maybe other people trade this differently, but that's the only thing that I've found success with. Other people maybe are, like I said, maybe looking at the game differently than I do. But I've also, at this point, I'm pretty comfortable in my system. I mean, I've taken out $38,000 from Apex. So I'm, like I said, comfortable with mine, but maybe there's better. I don't know. If you guys have a better way to handle it, I would love to hear it. But anywho, that's pinned up there. Most importantly, if you want to join up and talk about this stuff and talk about advanced options trading and get the newsletter and private lectures on the weekend, that's all in the Discord. So right now, pinned to the top of chat, it'll look like this. This is how you get into the Discord. All the management is via locals. The first month is free. If you're sitting right here and you're like, dude, I don't know if it's worth it or not, that's exactly why I made the first month free. If after a month, if it's not your speed, just cancel your account. No harm, no foul. You didn't have to pay anything. And then if you like it, which I think most of you will, you just stay there. My easiest pitch to you is that being in there will make you more money than the next month's fee. That's the pitch. So it's been working out pretty dang well thus far. So you'll see it, you'll get exposure to it, and it's literally no harm, no foul. It's going to cost you nothing. You sign up, you get the premium access. Make sure the code Goonies applied. That's how you get the first month for free. After that, I ask you to take it seriously for at least that month. Watch all the previous lectures. Engage with people in the community. Do your best to understand what's going on. Show up day in and day out and ask the questions that are on your mind. If you take it seriously for that first free month that financially costs you nothing, I think within that first month, you're already going to pay for the next month, the next couple months, potentially even the next year or two. So that's the pitch, pinned to the top of chat, in the description of the video, but there's no risk to you. If you apply the code Goonie right now, you could be in the Discord as early as today. I'll process the database manually, and you could go from there. And I think you're really, really going to like it. And I guess, let me just see what is going on. Yeah, I mean, my trade of the morning is already up $300. So I would have already paid for 6 months of it. So I already, yeah, easy peasy lemon squeezies, almost an entire year. My trade posted today in there is literally already up $300. So in terms of, is it worth it? What's like the value there? Yeah. Oh, it doesn't get much more obvious than that one. Doesn't get much more obvious than that one. All right. Bitcoin halving, the upcoming Bitcoin halving is different from others before. Here's what investors need to know. Is it though? The expected halving is going to be late on April 19th. So it's late enough that sometimes the prediction goes over to the 20th. Other times it's back into the 19th, because as of now, this is all predicted, because remember, it runs on every 220,000 blocks. So that's how many blocks have to be backed up by the consensus mechanism, the proof of work model, obviously for not only the security, but the validity of the blockchain. Everyone is rushing to solve a very, very complicated mathematical problem. Those who solve it get a reward. That reward is getting cut in half. So what was it? 50, 25, 12.5, 6.25. So the newest reward is going down to 3.125. That's how many Bitcoin you get for solving the block. And then everyone else validates it and you say, good to go. So it's going to be here before we know it. About, what's that? 7 days, maybe 8 days. So time's ticking. Time is ticking. All right. That's looking a bit bearish. Apple and NVIDIA inverse correlation continues. Strange. BlackRock CEO says, I don't think inflation will get back to 2% anytime soon. What is this one? Target fighting obesity. That's funny.
Shit right here. Look, they got the candy doing hard time here. Look how locked up this is. I mean, this is like Hannibal Lecter locked up. This might be the only way to solve obesity in America. We might need to do this. Every piece of candy needs to be behind bulletproof glass. It's the only way. Shit right here.
Maybe that's why they're doing it. It's not for theft. They're just trying to make us all healthier. Trying to make us all healthier. Zuckerberg innovating. Looking at Musk. Dude, some of these edits are so freaking funny. Who's this one? Nope. Alpha male boot camp? No way. WTF is going on at these alpha male boot camps. This is an example of a man overcoming his fear and asserting his power.
I'm strong.
Make out. Kiss him.
Move forward. Move forward. Move forward. I'm a man. Forward. I am. Move I am a man. I am a man. I am a man. I am a man. Move forward. I am a man. I am a man. Move forward. I am a man. No.
Is he kissing him actually? I was kind of joking about that, but it feels like he might be. It feels like he might be kissing. Hey, come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. You're built Ford tough. It's okay. Come here, little guy. Come here, little guy. Well, I feel like a man. That's what men do. That's how men do this kind of stuff. Manly men. Manly men doing manly things. Men. We are men. We're men. That's how I know I'm a man. 'Cause I yelled it and had another guy gently caress my face. And he kissed me on the back of the head. Because that's what men do. Men make out with each other at secret boy camps that are for men and are totally not a gay thing. It's 100% not gay because I am screaming that I'm a man, so it's a straight thing. It's a straight thing. Don't ask questions. It's you ever drive a Ford? Dude, those TikToks get me every single time. Feels like driving a Ford. Built Ford tough. How cool would it be if they got Ford to sponsor those camps? Like, and that's the whole point. Instead of being like an alpha sigma dude, it's just the question is, you built Ford tough, and they just beat the shit out of you. You ever drive a Ford? You ever push another man around in the desert and scream that you're a man just to have him caress you ever so gently? Just to let you know that you are in a safe womb of embrace when he kisses the back of your head. Well, that's exactly like driving the new Ford Fusion. I should write commercials for these guys. My idea for these commercials would fucking crush. What, like, dude, I don't know why Ford doesn't just give me my paychecks. Like, come on, Ford. Just one commercial. Let me just write one commercial. I would talk so much shit on the other car brands. That's what I want to see in my commercials is like right now that I see the same stupid fucking like Tundra commercial. Like talk shit on other ones. Like the way we have negative political ads, I want that for all industries. I get it. I think a lot of people are in here and like, oh, like it's all so negative in the political time. Dude, I love it. I love the drama. I love the fighting. I love the confrontation. I want it everywhere. Imagine banking. You're sitting there, you're watching the game, Bank of America comes up. Instead of being like, hey, you get 5% cash back, blah, 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 open your IRA with us. They're like, we're Bank of America. And if you bank with anyone else, it's because you're a fascist. Like, I just want them to sling the biggest bombs. Be like, you know who else banked with Morgan Stanley? Hitler. That's the whole commercial. Like, maybe it ends with like, you sure you want to bank with a Morgan Stanley? And he maybe touches his like upper lip a little bit. And then he goes on. That's the commercial. They just cut it. I don't know. I've written in my commercial ideas to so many different companies and just none of them get back to me. None of them get back to me. And then who cares? They're like, oh, we could get sued. It doesn't matter. You already converted the business. You have so much new business. You just pay off that lawsuit and you move on with your life. No one's going to remember, oh, did Morgan Stanley win the lawsuit against JP Morgan when they said that everyone who uses it is Hitler or like supports Hitler? No one's going to remember that. Everyone's going to remember how good the commercial is. And then they're going to sign up for Bank of America. Dude, it's just an idea. It's an idea that I feel like the world is ready for, but they just don't know they're ready for it. It's just, I don't know. I feel like sometimes these old school companies, they just don't really get my creative genius. They just don't understand what I'm going after. They don't get the bigger picture. They don't get their audience, dare I say it. Speaking of audience, you guys send in some things for me to react to. So let's do it. Let's do it. What is this one? Degen dose of internet. What really happens when you switch to Geico?
The executives of Geico Car Insurance are smoking crack because
right there. That's the commercial. State Farm. Give this girl $5,000 and be like, hey, can we use that for our next commercial? And that is I feel like I need to shake you guys to understand marketing. I don't even have a degree in marketing, and I feel like I understand it better than everyone in the world. That's it. You call this girl up, and you're like, say, hey, we love your content. We love what you're doing. We would love to give you $10,000 to use your audio, your video for a new commercial. And then that's the commercial right there. That's it. Boom. It's just sponsored by State Farm, sponsored by Progressive. That's it. That's the commercial.
The executives of Geico Car Insurance are smoking crack. Because
boom,
apparently my policy is going up to $400 a month, when just 2.5 years ago, it was $135 a month. That is a 200% increase in 2.5 years. At this rate, I'm better off having no insurance and just paying out of pocket if I have an accident. So I need some advice because I don't want to sell my car, but I'm not paying $400 a month to insure it. The executives of Geico Car...
I'm telling you, dude. People just don't get it. We should start doing this everywhere. Winner pays a $5,000 bill. Oh, the chicken picks who pays. That guy got screwed. Unique idea. I'd smash the chicken if it was by me. This is all we ever wanted from him. Imagine what could have been. Sam Bankman-Fried. It's what could have been. It's what could have been. The Bankman. Now, why would they mess with him like that?
Oh,
they're faking the eclipse.
It's getting covered.
Huh?
Higher, Vinny. Higher.
Hey,
higher.
It's
higher.
glitched a couple times.
Yeah. Hold on. Keep it. Keep it.
Dark.
Oh, it's fully dark.
Oh.
It's fully covered.
Covering my glasses, or is that it?
No, that's the moon. That's the moon.
Wow.
It's going to come back, though.
Wait.
Oh,
Oh, it's coming back.
It's done now.
Holy shit. You mean it was dark here for a minute?
Yeah.
Just for a minute.
Oh, old people. This guy seems very suspicious. Bro, definitely put it there.
You know you have a schema, right?
Huh?
You have a credit card schema on this.
Yeah.
You know what this is, right? This is illegal.
Give me a second. Let me
That's
call the
illegal.
police.
Yeah, call the police.
Yeah, because
That's what. Oh yeah, Gaby.
Dude, he did it.
Déjale hablar a la placa.
He did it. Guilty. That grab. Guilty. Send him to the gulag. Hyperinflation.
Look at this. This motherfuckers are crazy. They want
How many eggs is that?
fucking dollars.
80 for what, though?
Fucking
Is it
egg.
like a gazillion eggs?
Smart in front of people. Crazy. Look at this.
How many eggs was that, though? That's $80. Better be damn good eggs. Dad didn't hold back, so instead of paying $5.60. Wait, what's going on?
So instead of paying $5.60.
No, instead of paying $6.60, I paid $5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So $1.60 you saved.
Yes.
I'd have given you $1.60 to not tell me that story.
So instead of paying $5
Dad with the zinger. Dad's with the zinger out of left field. All right. The market is still getting its face kicked in. Yo. I'm up 820 buckaroos. What up? What up? This is your boy, Matt Kohrs, coming in live from the land of being up $860. I'm going to put in a close order, take my money. Let's get it. Let's get that money. Let's get that bread. Let's go to the club. Let's go to the club and get the bread. The bread at the club. The bread at the club. Do I want to take all the money or half the money? I do need the money to buy back the 2 accounts that I lost. So that's going to cost $66. All right. And then if I get the half rack of ribs with the mashed potatoes and the green beans and the 2 things of marg with the tip, that's going to be like $60. So 66 plus 60. So I'm in the hole, 126 on the day. Oh, do I want to do a trade to get that money? I could literally just dock it from my producer for no reason. I'd be like, hey man, sorry, times are tough. I need the $126 so I could go to Texas Roadhouse. Why is the market tanking? Okay, Socrates, coming in here with these philosophical questions. It's a Friday, dude. Why can't you just have a good time? Why can't you just have a good... Why, dude, really? You're going to hit us with the existential questions now on a Friday with 13 minutes left in the show? That's what you want to do? And you don't... Literally, you have the balls to come in here and ask such a deep question, and you didn't even put in any effort to your name. Your username is literally A. I'm not going to answer it. I'm going to put in the same effort into the answer as you did into your name, and the answer is because. You put more effort into your username, and I'll put more effort into the answer. Why is the market taking? Because it fucking can. Because it can. That's why. Boom. There's your answer. Because. Once again, we're talking about those shitty, greasy ribs again. Miguel. The only shitty, greasy ribs I see around here is you. How about that? How about talk shit on Texas Roadhouse ribs one more time? And you're going to learn today. You're going to learn today. Fucking, you're a shitty, greasy rib. You're a butthead, too. You're a fucking loser, butthead jerk. That's what you are. You're a fucking loser. I hate Miguel. I hate Miguel so much. Every single fucking morning I wake up and I dread doing my job just because I know I'm going to have to hear Miguel's stupid fucking comments. Every day. Ask my Discord about it. Honestly. Ask my producer. Ask my mom. Ask my cat. Ask my completely real girlfriend. Every single fucking day, Miguel says dumb shit and it makes me so angry. Miguel, you've ruined the fun parts of streaming. You're a fucking bully. That's what you are. You are a cyber bully. A cyber bully. And you know who else? I didn't want to go here. Folks, I wanted to keep it calm and cool and collected because it's a beautiful Friday. But do you know who else was a cyberbully? Any guesses? Does anyone else know who was a cyberbully that Miguel is reminding me quite a bit about right now? Not only a cyberbully, but also didn't like the ribs from Texas Roadhouse. No. OJ, no. Piper, no. These are all good guesses. Mark Zuckerberg, no. Great guesses. Oh, was he German? Chris knows where we're going with it. Chris is starting to pick up. Not Billy Mays. Chris is the closest. Trump, I don't think Trump's German. Someone's going to get it. Someone's going to get Cootery. Not Cootery. Mia Khalifa, also not German. Aaron Schwartz, well, I think he's pretty Jewish. No, wow. Chris, you know Lana Rhodes? All right. Obviously, I'm not comparing Miguel to Lana Rhodes. What? You have to remember the start of the problem that we're trying to solve right now. I think you guys are trying to make ridiculous answers, but like think about how if it ties in on this answer. No, we're talking about people who are cyberbullies that don't like Texas Roadhouse. Probably not Lana Rhodes. Also not Riley. All right, I don't even know. Corey, just stop with these fucking guesses. Yes, Trex gets it. Hitler. Now, I'm not saying Miguel is Hitler, but I'm saying we did lose track of Hitler on his way to Argentina, and Miguel is a very Argentinian name. I'm just saying. I'm not directly accusing anyone of anything. I'm just saying, en route to Argentina, we lost track. Miguel is a pretty Argentinian-based name. Show another. Throwing it out there. So, Miguel, do you have anything you want to say about that, perhaps? Maybe now that the internet detectives in here are hot on your tail? Because I'm here. Und hier. Und they caught me. Oh no, they're coming. Oh, they're tricky. We're on to them. Well, Miguel, I hope you realize that you have to treat people better in this world. You can't just go around being a cyberbully. It's just not cool. So fucked up. How have we not been canceled? Like, as a community, some of the things I say are so horrific that I'm surprised my viewers aren't just canceled by association. I really... I'm surprised that you guys haven't been fired from your job, if I'm being realistic. I'm surprised that I've kept my job. I'm surprised that you've kept your job. I mean, the time's ticking. Like, this obviously, it can't go on forever. It honestly can't. It's not going to keep going on. Flow alert. Options are still dipping. I guess the put wall didn't mean shit. Didn't mean shit. This is Jesse Livermore. At 30 years old, he made $33 million in a single trade. In 1929, the peak of his career, he was worth $1.4 billion in today's money. Jesus Louises there, Tonto. He ended up losing all of his money and he killed himself. Unalived himself is what I should say. Isn't Ryan Garcia like losing his mind? They don't say racist things, but they say that they don't like something I said. Wait, what?
As a member of Congress, would people who evidently had a racist attitude, and recently one even confronted me in a restaurant. And they don't say racist things, but what they say is they don't like something I said. They don't like a position that I took. But you know that, if you were not Black, you would not be approached that way.
They probably would not. They would think twice about doing it. They think that they can get away with doing it with you, and that you're.
As a member of Congress.
I know we're all thinking it, but I'll say it. It wasn't because she was Black. It's because she's a woman. Sometimes I'm so sick and tired of people ascribing things to racism when it's probably sexism, if you really think about it. So, just a hot take there. Hot take. Maybe they're not racist. Maybe they're just sexist. It could be a completely different form of ist, and I don't think she's really open to it. I think she needs to think a little bit more. Disagreeing with her is racist. It's not racist, it's sexist. And ageist. She is an old woman. See, you guys are starting to get it. You guys are starting to get it. We're not biased against her skin color. We're biased against her age and her gender. It's just, she's missing the ball on that one. Missing the ball. Dude, one of these days, when I get canceled, obviously it's coming. So I've been kind of working on my cancellation speech. And I think it's going to go along the lines of, it's so egregiously bad, some of the shit that we've said in here. Mainly you guys, but I'll admit I've had my hand in the pie on some of these. My cancellation speech is just going to be yeah, no. I said it. Sorry, I thought it was funny. It's just we're so far past the line on some of these things that there's no defense. There's no realistic, oh, no, it got misinterpreted. It's getting spun. No, wasn't misinterpreted. Wasn't spun. I said it. I most likely said it a multitude of times. There's no defense on that. It's just going to... It's just going to... I'll be yeah, I guess you kind of caught me. I guess you guys didn't like that one. It's bold. It's going to be a bold move, but that's going to be the official apology. And it's not even going to be. It's just going to be yeah, no, you got me. That one. You got me on that one. I should have said what about it? Wait, I think I saw a clip. Is AOC trending again for something? I thought I saw a clip of her Cliff. Wait, did Cliff block me? Clifford. The big red dog. Here. Okay. I knew she said something. I guess it must have been from her other one. This will probably get me DMCA. Dude, I would be so good at giving away other people's money. Maybe I am meant to be a politician. The speed and velocity at which I would give away your hard-earned dollars, it would blow your fucking mind. Honestly, oh, man, I would be so good at it. I would fucking give away every cent you guys send to me like no other. I would bet on the dumbest shit. I think that's one of our biggest issues with politicians now is they just don't think big enough. They don't think crazy enough with it. You guys might get mad about the money we send to every other country to... I guess, what was that recent video we watched of the paying for the scientific study on if gin or tequila makes some random fish more or less angry, or if cocaine makes pigeons more promiscuous? That's lowball stuff. Oh my God, dude. I would come in every single day and I would say, we need answers. And they would say, the answers to what? I would say, we need to know how many Krispy Kreme donuts you can eat until you die. And I'd find all the people in Guantanamo Bay who are already on a death sentence. Obviously, they're going to die anyway. I was like, you could die doing one more great thing for this great country. Of course, they're going to say yes. And then we run that test. I just have all these things that I want answers to, and I need some funding to do it. I need funding to do it. And that was just my top one off of my head. How many Krispy Kreme donuts until someone dies? That's a study the world needs to know the answer to, of where do we draw that line. And for, I assume, various legal reasons, we're not allowed to do it at the moment. But it is what it is. It is, what a way to go. It could be. It could be. Another way to go is for me to sign off. Folks, sign up for the Discord. It's pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. The first month is completely free. Check it out for a month. Take it seriously. And I think you'll really enjoy it. But if it's not your speed, if it's not exactly for you, I get it. No harm, no foul. Just cancel your account and you're not going to have to pay a single cent. Pinned to the top of chat, in the description of the video. That's how you get into the Discord. It's all done via locals. If you have any issues, reach out to me and I will help you as fast as I possibly can. I appreciate all the good vibes. I appreciate you, once again, not canceling me today. I think we got a little close on a couple things here, but I do appreciate the fact that you didn't cancel me once again. So I thought that was incredibly kind of all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate all the good vibes. Hey, if you're watching the Masters, whoever you're rooting for, I hope they win. I hope you're setting up to go to Texas Roadhouse tonight. And if not, I hope you're hanging out with family, friends, and loved ones. And even if you don't like any of those people, I hope you get some solo rest and relaxation time. So you're coming back ready to rip it on Monday. That's what I have for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.